Welcome to Through the Journey with Jennifer. I am Jennifer if you are new here. If you are a returning. Oh my God, I cannot. I cannot. This is just. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this video done. Maybe this is just not the right time to do the video. Maybe I should just take a nap. Welcome to another episode of Through the Journey with Jennifer. Today, I want to talk about self-care. And I know this has been a hot topic um, lately, as I've seen a lot of people pouring into themselves and making more time for themselves. But I wanted to talk about self-care from the aspect of spending money and not spending money. Um, because self-care is not just about the mani-pedi or going to get your hair done. I think there's some balance to that because we can't always be spending money just to make us feel better. Even though I understand spending money sometimes does make you feel better until you check your bank account and you like, gosh, like how much did I really spend? But I just wanted to share today some things that I do for my self-care routine that I spend money on and that things that don't cost anything. So I want to ask you the question, when was the last time you truly took time to take care of you? And I don't mean just a few hours, like I said, to get your hair done, your nails done. I'm talking about real, intentional self-care. I used to look at self-care as like the pampering, the vacation. Um, but even though those things do pour into you, they also take from your pocket. Um, So I wanted to share today what self-care really looks like for me now, and how they've made a difference in my life. So let's talk about the self-care things that I do that cost money. And in my opinion, I just think it's worth it. It's worth the investment. Of course, we have getting your nails done, your manicure, pedicure, fill in whatever. I just feel like it makes you feel more put together. And, you washing clothes, doing dishes, typing, doing all those things. It's just nice to look down and feel like you're a little polished. You know what I'm saying? Um, Massage and acupuncture. This is something I started, I'll say about a little over a year ago. I noticed I was carrying a lot of stress and tension in my body, mainly my shoulders. So I started getting a massage every month. And then I started acupuncture because I was having some stomach issues. And I really, between the both, I've really seen a difference in my body. My stomach issues are much better, like my digestion. Um, and I actually had an acupuncture appointment last week. And, we was going over how I was feeling and everything. And I was like, my stomach has never felt this good. Like my digestion, um, I still have a little heartburn. That's something that we're still working on. And partly, my eating habits. I'm a work in progress. I'm working on it. Um, but I never thought that I would be that person to do acupuncture. Um, but I will say, if you want to give it a try, do so. Um, Especially if you're having stomach issues like I was having. And If you need somebody to go see and you're in the Hampton Roads area, I recommend Elements of Health, Miss Shantae, and I will leave her information in the description box below because she is amazing. She's a um, massage therapist, she's an acupuncturist. Um, Amazing. Love her. Um, but the next thing is hair. So, ladies, we're all about the hair, and it's something when you go get your hair done, whether it's a silk press, whether it's a protective style, when you leave up out of that chair or when you look in that mirror, you just feel like a completely different person, and it makes you feel better about yourself. I also do IV drip therapy. This is another new one for me, but I tried it and it's an energy game changer. If you're running on caffeine and vibes, this might be something to look into. And I don't do it every month, maybe every 3 months, every 6 months. Um, I go and have the IV therapy. Now let's talk about some of the self-care things that I do that doesn't cost anything. But honestly, it's just as important as those other things, maybe even more. So, the first thing, of course, is setting boundaries. I really do believe that's part of self care. And that could be a hard thing, but boundaries are necessary. I am not a superwoman, even though I thought I was at one time. And I don't have to say yes to everything, neither do you. Sometimes self care is simply saying, no, I can't do it, or I need a break. And we need to set those boundaries at work, at home, with friends, or just whenever necessary. Delegating. Delegating the household chores. Let me tell you something. If you're doing everything by yourself and you have children and a spouse, you're setting yourself up for burnout. If your kids are old enough, give them chores. If your husband is around, he can help too. But don't expect your husband to read your mind and then get mad when he doesn't do something. And I'm speaking from experience. I'll give you an example from the other day. So I'm cooking dinner and I have a pot of water on the stove. I was making some nor um rice noodles. So I had the water on the stove and I asked my husband, I said, "Can you open the packet and pour it into the pot?" So I go over, a couple of minutes later to look in the pot, and he did as I asked. He opened the packet and he poured it into the water. He didn't stir it, you know? I'm just like, that's common sense to put something, pour it in and stir it around so it can cook evenly. Nope, he just opened it and poured it in. But he did as I asked. So, hey. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to get too deep in this, but sometimes, we ask our husbands to do things and we have to be more, sometimes, give instructions, be more detailed because they cannot read our minds. And sometimes they really don't know, or sometimes they got so many things going on in their mind that they're not really paying attention to what we've asked them to do. Just putting that out there. Let's not forget alone time, which I think is sacred time. Put those kids to sleep at a decent hour and make some time for yourself. Sometimes we just need a moment to just breathe and just be still and be in the moment. We don't always want to sit up in front of nobody's face and we don't want nobody up in our faces. We just want peace. Put them kids to bed at a decent hour and make some time for yourself. Sometimes, like I said, you just need to breathe and just to not hear anyone or anything. Um, Morning and evening routine. Now, I started an evening routine that I really got down pat. Um, and it took me some time to get in the rhythm of everything. And I finally got it down pat. And even with my husband, he was just like, "Wow, what's going on? Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "This is my evening routine. This is my time." You know. Now this morning routine, I'm not a morning person. I'm not, and it's really, really taken me some time to get this thing down pat. And as much as I try to be consistent with it, it's not catching. It's not catching. And sometimes I think maybe this morning routine is not catching because I don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore, you know? But it is what it is. That's what I have to do to pay the bills. But I'm going to keep working on it and trying to be consistent so that it could stick because I don't want to wake up every morning and as soon as I wake up, I'm giving myself or doing something for someone else. I want to wake up in the morning and pour into myself before I pour into something or something else. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to me to have that morning routine. And with the evening routine, it was important to me because I needed to end my day in a positive way so that I could get a good night's sleep. I can get some good rest. And also, I don't take what happened yesterday into the next day. Like, that's the past. It happened. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to move it on. I'm going to move on, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to keep working on this morning routine and I'm going to get it down pat eventually. Some other things is yoga, reading, prayer, and journaling. These are all non-negotiable things for me right now. Tuesdays and Thursdays are yoga nights for me. I try to read every night before I go to bed, whether that's a book, some scriptures, as well as journaling. But with all these things, you have to find balance and find what works for you. Because at the end of the day, self care is not about spending money, it's about what makes you feel like you again. You know, mix things up, try different things that make you feel good. But ultimately, pour into yourself because you deserve it. Now, I want to ask, what is one thing you can do for yourself this week that doesn't cost anything? And if you feel like sharing, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let's just share. Just remember that self care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And whether it's something you invest in or something that's simple and free, make sure you're taking care of you. Because when you take care of yourself, you show up better for everyone else. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to let me know in the comment what is something that you're doing for self care for yourself that doesn't cost anything.